What you're looking at right here is 5 pounds of anatomically correct human fat, also known as adipose tissue. This is 17,500 calories of stored energy. This is what is obscuring your abs and causing systemic inflammation inside your belly. Because you know what? Fat can get sick. It's called adipathy. The internal visceral fat is the dangerous kind. There's 2 types of body fat, also known as adipose tissue. The subcutaneous kind that stores underneath the skin, and that's the healthy way to carry your fat. Then there's the internal visceral kind that stores inside your abdomen, causing you to have a bulging belly, and it can also make you sick. It is linked to many systemic inflammatory diseases such as insulin resistance and adult onset type 2 diabetes, heart disease, fatty liver disease, syndrome X, metabolic syndrome. And it's this type of fat that we want to address today. Hi, I'm Max Wettstein with MaxWettsteinFitness.com and Destination Health Plus. I'm also the co-author of How Much Fat Are You Carrying? Dr. Oz first talked about it on Oprah. Typically stores on the Omentum, which is a fat storage depot inside your abdomen. It's an apron of tissue that covers the inside of your perineal cavity and surrounds your organs. It helps hold your organs in place. It helps with an immune response. It does serve a purpose. However, over time, a lot of fat can start storing on the Omentum. And this type of Omentum fat is the dangerous kind because it has a lot of receptors for cortisol, the stress hormone, and a lot of receptors for insulin. Insulin is a shuttle hormone that is secreted by the pancreas when we eat lots of sugars or high carbohydrate meals. Optimally, the insulin is supposed to act as a shuttle to take the blood sugar and send it into your muscles and liver and store it as glycogen for future energy. Over time, you can become insulin resistant or glucose intolerant, so your body and your muscles don't know how to use sugar very well or metabolize it very well, and they don't respond to insulin anymore. They become insulin resistant. Eventually, that can lead to type 2 diabetes. The best way to fix this is to just become more active. It's the sedentary lifestyle that leads to insulin resistance the most and glucose intolerance. Because the Omentum organ has so many receptors for insulin and cortisol, whenever you eat high sugar meals, it kind of turbocharges the Omentum into storing even more fat and also secreting inflammatory chemicals, pumping fat and other inflammatory chemicals directly into the liver via the portal vein. Now this contributes to fatty liver disease, further increasing the problem. Let's talk about cortisol, the fight or flight hormone, the stress hormone. It helps control inflammation. It helps wake you up in the morning. It helps motivate you and stimulate you during physical exercise. However, chronic elevated levels of cortisol, that's what can contribute to internal belly fat. The Omentum, the fat storage depot inside our bellies, has a lot of cortisol receptors. So if you're chronically stressed or have elevated levels of cortisol, that's going to turbocharge the Omentum into storing more fat as well, secreting more inflammatory chemicals. So let's talk about ways to reduce this internal dangerous belly fat. Okay, there's a couple different approaches, and they're all lifestyle approaches that you can do, that you can start doing today. Number one, talk about getting a healthy quality night of sleep. That's when you're going to process out all that excess cortisol that's treated during the day, number one. Number two, that's also when you get your biggest growth hormone hit. Now, growth hormone is the most powerful lean body mass hormone that the body makes. You get your greatest growth hormone secretion during your first 2 or 3 hours of deep sleep phase, right after you fall asleep. That's critical. You've got to get that. Okay, the second approach is through diet. Let's go ahead and reduce the refined carbohydrates, reduce the sugars. If you are going to eat sugars, eat them strategically and in moderation. Eat them either before your workout or your post-workout window 30 minutes after exercise, because that's when your body's going to reuptake those sugars to help repair and replenish glycogen stores that you just burned, rather than storing the sugar as fat. Breakfast is a great way to start the day with balanced eating, protein, complex carbohydrates, and you can eat a little bit of sugar then too. We don't want to eat sugar or refined carbohydrates right before bed. Is exercise. High intensity exercise is directly linked to increasing growth hormone response and directly linked to burning internal belly fat. High intensity exercise. I understand a lot of you are scared to go high intensity, or you simply can't. Then just do what you can. Get moving. Sedentary lifestyle by far is what's going to contribute to not only the internal belly fat, but the diabetes, the heart disease, and all the other big scary things that can kill you. High intensity exercise, the magic happens when you feel that lactic acid, that good type of burn building up in your muscles, start to get into oxygen debt, which leads to the follow-on EPOC effect, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption, which elevates your metabolism for hours afterwards. Now whenever you get that lactic acid accumulating in the muscles, that directly triggers a growth hormone response in the body. Okay, another approach. Let's talk about reducing stress in your life. Chronic elevated cortisol is a big contributor to internal belly fat deposit and buildup. So any way you can just reduce stress in your life, whether it's using caffeine in strategic moderation or reducing other stimulants, finding ways to just vent your stress through exercise or getting a massage or getting more sleep at night. Watch that late night eating and snacking. That's really going to do a lot of damage. You know it's your bedtime, you know you should be going to bed. Instead, you go into the kitchen and you get some empty calorie snacks and you turn on late night TV or get back on the computer and nothing good ever happens then. Now you've just lost 1 or 2 hours of your quality sleep window, just ingested another 200 to 500 of empty calories that are usually high in sodium, high in sugar, or high in fat, and now you've disrupted your sleep and compromised your growth hormone window. So avoid the late night binging and snacking. Take care of your liver. Do a liver cleanse, because it's your liver that helps metabolize fat and break down fat. Your liver produces bile, processes a lot of toxins, and if it's already overloaded, if you have any kind of fatty liver disease going already, that's just going to exacerbate the problem. So take care of your liver, do a liver cleanse, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of greens powder, watch the alcohol, watch the medications, and get the liver up and running again. Lastly, if you're over 40, whether you're a man or a woman, women go through menopause. Well, guess what? Men also go through a form of menopause known as andropause. Our hormones decline and taper off too. You might want to meet with a endocrinologist or some sort of health professional to get your hormones tested. Your testosterone levels and your growth hormone levels and your DHEA all starts to taper off past age 35, especially age 40. And those same hormones are responsible for improving lean body mass, not just making you big and strong, but also burning fat. So have your hormone levels checked. And don't forget about the thyroid. That's what drives your metabolism. Get your hormones checked. Find out where you stand. They have transdermal creams now, injections by a physician if you need it. There's also lots of natural supplements you can get right over the counter. Saw palmetto, pumpkin seed, DHEA, yohimbe, stinging nettle, lycopene, a lot of supplements that not only help you naturally boost testosterone, but maybe block harmful estrogen, healthy for your prostate. It's opinion only. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, this is Max Wettstein with MaxWettsteinFitness.com and DestinationHealthPlus.com. I hope you learned a lot. I hope I was able to help you. If you want to learn more, pick up a copy of my book, How Much Fat Are You Carrying? A Holistic Approach to Fat Loss and a Healthy Lifestyle. My Guide to Amazing Abs DVD. There's everything I just told you on here as well, example exercises. You can also check out my YouTube channel. There's over 100 free videos on the YouTube channel. My website is free. Go in there, dig around, you'll find what you're looking for. I guarantee you'll find the answer that you're looking for to help you not just get skinny, but get lean, improve your lean body mass. Optimum health should be a method of life. Focus on fitness and your ideal physique will follow.